Ready to roll like the tide.
Of greats. I'm your host, Matt Crane, and every single week I come to you right here on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. And this week, we're also streaming this live on Periscope and Facebook Live. So if you want to catch the live replay, you definitely want to get over to Facebook.com/I am Matt Crane for real. And you can also get over to Periscope as well. But we got my man Aaron Roth, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Arkon Resources Incorporated, the mobile mounting specialist. You know, he travels and he does business development in more than 25 countries, including Australia, Austria, Belgium, Canada, Czech Republic, Denmark, France, Germany. Let me take a deep breath. Oh, Italy, Japan, Malaysia, the Netherlands, New Zealand. The list goes on and on and on. But more importantly, he is a relationship and return on investment driven international sales and marketing executive. You know, he focuses on building a globally recognized brand through Arkon and selling and marketing innovative products across multiple sales channels. Aaron Roth, welcome to the Power of Great, my man.
Great to be here, Matt Crane, on the Power of Great. I'm loving it.
I love it. You know, Aaron, the thing that I love about Arkon Mounts is that you really have, in the last 2 years, taken the company from not just being a company, but from being a true brand. And I think that you, even though you've been in business for, you know, you guys have been in business for more than 25 years, why did you see the need to just get on these live streaming channels and just absolutely take your brand to the next level using these platforms?
You know, it's a great question, Matt, and I didn't really see this. I wish I had that foresight, but in fact, let's go through the story. Let's start at square one. There is a tech blogger out there named Terry White, and you can find his tech blog at terrywhite.com. Terry is actually Adobe's worldwide product evangelist. And as product evangelist, he's going out there and he's reviewing a lot of products and he's looking for things. And he's always out there teaching about Adobe. But one day on my Facebook page, he made a post. This was in August of 2015. And he made a simple post. And he said, hey, Arkon, I just bought on Amazon a mount that has 2 phone holders on it side by side. But I don't like it very much. It's not your company's product, but it's for live streaming, and it's holding 2 phones really far apart, and it's really flimsy. And so his post on Facebook was, hey, I'm hoping to inspire Arkon to make a better one. And I thought to myself, Matt, and I said, well, heck, we got over 500 different products. We have a full assortment of tablet mounts, probably more tablet mounts than any other company out there. We probably have about 150 different phone mounts. And we had all the bits and pieces to be able to put together something. So I threw together something. Let's see if I can show it here to our audience. But what I had put together was a dual phone solution that held it close side by side, like the one that I'm showing in my hand. For those of you guys that are listening, you can't see it, but you can see these products at arkon.com, our website. And he'd asked me, and you know, with that initial post on Facebook, that initial inspiration, I took it and ran with it. All of a sudden, I wasn't on Periscope at the time, and I joined up on Periscope in September of 2015. I saw him out at the Photoshop World show about a week later, and I said to Terry, I brought it to him, and I'm like, hey, is this what you want? He's like, wow, this is exactly what I was looking for. Real high-quality product that holds those phones steady. What he did at that particular event was he walked around with the handheld version. It looks something like this. And he was walking around at the show with his dual broadcaster. Now, a few weeks later, I said to Terry, Terry, you know, you really have provided an amazing inspiration. And we'd like to name the entire family of products after you, in a sense. We did call our family of products the TW Broadcaster. So those of you guys who know Terry White, maybe you follow him on YouTube. I think he's got about 300,000 subscribers or more on his YouTube page. And the TW and the TW Broadcaster series that we have of live streaming products does really stand for Terry White, the original inspiration. So once we got our feet wet, we really jumped in, Matt, with the live streaming, and we started doing Periscope broadcasts all the time, actually. And it's completely evolved since that. That's really, puts us to where we are right now, where we've done a lot of great things in the community, like $25,000 in giveaway in 2016. We gave a lot of gear away. And people really, really, really like our gear. It's high quality. It has a 2-year warranty. It does exactly what they want it to do. They want it to be height adjustable. They want it to make sure that it doesn't fall apart. And, there's a lot of crap out there in the mounting category. That's not our stuff. They got a real high quality solution. We won a lot of awards in the last year. But you said something that's completely true. You might not have ever heard of Arkon before September of 2015, even though we've been in business for 28 years at that time. And the reason being is we do a lot of OEM manufacturing. We make for some of the biggest brands out there in electronics. And we've sold under our brand for a while, but we've never really marketed to consumers. We were like, if you say, hey, do you have your A game on? We had our F game on when it came to social media. We weren't doing anything. All we were doing is posting up to Facebook. Anytime there was a new product, we would post a photo and say, here it is, come and get it. But that definitely doesn't work. We had to take a different approach, and I quickly learned how to leverage our social media community, particularly our live streaming community, to be able to really help grow this category.
Well, and so first of all, I absolutely love the fact that we just kind of got a backstory there. This is the first I'd really heard of the Terry White phenomenon. And I think that as a company, what I'm impressed the most by that is that you guys got to the ground level. You got to the consumer level and said, hey, we've been in business a long time. Instead of beating our chest and saying we're the experts, we became even better experts because we allowed our consumer base to teach us how to be a better business. So talk to us a little bit about how live streaming's helped you become a better VP, helped you become a better sales and marketer for Arkon, and just what it's allowed your brand to do over those 2 years.
Well, you hit on something right there, which was having an awesome community allows you to create more products that you can't think of yourself. Maybe you hadn't thought of yourself. This was one of the biggest benefits from live streaming was all of a sudden people said, hey, Aaron, I have a tablet like an iPad, and I want to have that side by side with my phone. So we introduced solutions that did side by side dual broadcasting with a phone and a full-size tablet. Then the next group of people would say, hey, I have an iPad mini or a mid-size tablet. I need something that does it for that as well. We were able to incorporate our tablet stands, our floor stands, our tripods, and we were able to make them so that they worked with all these different devices. I think that about 60% of those solutions we made were community driven in the sense that people said, hey, I'd love it if you could actually make one of these products for me because of my special needs. Let me give you a great example. This is an amazing example. We have some extreme friends out there who love to do live streaming. The first one who came to us and wanted something more than a dual broadcaster like this. This is a TW broadcaster, dual broadcaster. But it was Joel Comm. And Joel Comm is probably he's really well known in the sense of being a keynote speaker at events like Social Media Marketing World. He's been out there a long, long time when it comes to social media and live streaming. He's one of the go-to guys out there. And Joel Comm came to us and said, Aaron, I love your products, but I need to go epic. I need to go to a TriCaster. I want to have my full-size iPad side by side with my iPad mini, side by side with my phone. And I said to Joel, we got the tools to be able to do that. I'm going to throw something together for you. And sure enough, we created the first TriCaster. And another person that's out there in the community, pretty well known, is Kim Coles, the actress and comedian Kim Coles. She said the same thing, but her TriCaster was a little bit different. She said, Aaron, I have 3 phones. I want to be able to broadcast on 3 phones. I said, Kim, I can make that. It's the same principle here. We use the same stand with a splitter bar, and we just attach 3 different phone holders to it. So Kim Cole said 3. But the big shocker, live streaming continues to expand right now. We got a lot of different platforms to choose from. You can go live on Periscope like we are right here. What's up, all my Periscope peeps? And the Heart Maniacs that are out there that are tapping the screen, thank you guys so much. You can also go live these days on Facebook Live. You can go live on Instagram Live. You can go live on all these different places. I'm on Busker all the time as well. So that's 4 platforms just myself. Well, Miss Candy Blog, one of our other friends out there in the community, she says to me one day, Aaron, 3 is not enough. 4 is not enough. I want to be truly epic. I need to go with 7 devices. I said, you're out of your mind, girl. I said, I can do it. So you guys, if you actually go to our Instagram page, Arkon Mounts right now, you will see what we call the Candy Caster. It's an awesome stand. It is actually our first picture that is up on our Instagram page at Arkon Mounts on Instagram. And you'll see me holding this amazing stand that holds an iPad mini, and 5 phones, 7 different devices. So again, driven by the community, we were able to create a solution. But Matt, you know, it really is the community that makes the difference here. You asked about how did this change my role as VP, and actually I'm one of the owners of the company as well. But it's significantly changed here. I used to do a lot more of direct sales to our key customers that weren't consumers. Now I've really shifted my own role. I call myself the live streaming VP just because I spend every hour of the day doing our social media and our live streaming. You might have seen that I have special guests here in what we call, it's our studio here in our Arkon headquarters in Arcadia, California. And we call it the Arkon Live Lounge. And we have amazing friends that we've met out in the community. This is really why I love live streaming, Matt Crane, is because it's such a wonderful community. I got so many people over here on the Periscope side that I know them. In fact, we have a very large event coming up in our community, which is next month. It's Summit Live right here in Los Angeles where we're based. And we have just a ton of people that we know from the community. And these types of events, I truly encourage those of you guys who are able to make it to get out to one of these events. In 2016, this is where things changed for me. All of a sudden, I started going around to the different events. I was a speaker at many of the live streaming events. We had PeriCon, we had PeriUnion, we had the Periscope Summit in San Francisco. I spoke at all those events. And then now that Periscope Summit has been rebranded Summit Live. There's nothing better than going out there and meeting all your friends in the community, because it truly is an awesome community, and I love going out there. In fact, Matt, here's the real big change, and you wouldn't have expected it, nor would I have expected this. Not just our traditional business and not just Periscope users who are buying our products, but because we really upped our game and we focused on our Facebook page and our Instagram page, we tapped into some amazing communities that I would have never thought that we could have sold our products to. If you told me a year ago that our 2 biggest communities were bakers and crafters, I wouldn't have believed you, because we didn't have this stand at that time. This is a live streaming stand. It's called our Pro Stand, and it holds a phone and it positions it so that you can actually look down on the surface, whether you're a baker and you want to look down in the mixing bowl or on the stove or on the counter. Doesn't matter where it's at. You have something like this and you're able to position it so it's facing downward. The bakers absolutely love this. If you check our Instagram page, Arkon Mounts, you're going to see so many photos from the baking community. And in fact, 3 out of the next 4 shows I'm doing are baking related shows. That's a shocker. We weren't in any of these categories, but this is really the power of live stream and really utilizing your social media to its fullest. We're going to be out at LA Cookie Con, which is that same week as the Summit Live. Big shout out to the LA Cookie Con. We're also going to be out at the Cake Expo in San Diego, which is in either March or April. But I also might go out to the Cake Expo that's in Florida. So, Matt, you asked me what has changed really for me. For me, I'm still the same guy. I'm a relationship builder. That's the key for me, is I go out there and, yeah, I have awesome products that I'd love to share with everybody out there. But the best way for me to share it with them is to really build up that relationship with all these great individuals out there. And that really brings me to my next point, which is you probably see more so than any other company out there, we use influencers. And I don't really like to call them influencers because I think that every single person out there in the community is an influencer. Here's my take on selling. My take on selling is if you have 2 friends that I don't know who they are, or if you have 10,000 friends and I don't know who they are, you have a better opportunity to be able to sell them my products than I do myself. So we set up a lot of different coupon code partners, Matt, and we have over 200 different affiliate coupon code partners. So they make a little bit of money when they give out their coupon code, and it continues to grow. I think we're adding about 5 new coupon code partners a day because so many people are catching on that the Arkon Mounts are just so awesome. It's the right gear for them. They've seen other people in the community use them. They feel comfortable telling their friends about them even before they've even actually received the product. And I want to give a big shout out in terms of the numbers and what it's done for us. Let's give a big shout out to our #1 community in 2016, which was the Perry Girls. The Perry Girls, I think their coupon code Perry Girls has been used 180 times at Arkon.com, our website. So not only do we have an army of influencers out there because we partnered with the community, but we also have all these new sales that they're generating. So for us, I really had a great strategy from day one. Was it's all about the people. It's not about us. Let's see what they can do. And they've really stepped it up. And the sales of the TW broadcasters, and especially our tripods. You showed up. You're using one of our tripods right now. And the sales on the tripods are just kicking butt. And there's a lot of competition in these categories. We're basically in a commodity space. But because we're able to build up such amazing relationships, that sort of counters the commodity effect that you have out there. You really have to have that personal impact.
Well, and for me, because I do a lot of traveling and I'm very mobile as a business person in the sales and marketing realm with Rush Impact Marketing myself, I also use the tripod as a means to conduct business meetings. So I'm not holding my phone all the time. I can put it on there. I can put my Zoom on, or I can put my GoToMeeting, or I can host a call. And there's just so many different functionalities. But here's the cool thing I like about what you guys are doing, Aaron, and I really want you to expand on this, is you're creating businesses that most people didn't even know existed. And let's choose this fact. You've made baking cool. Right. And here's the thing. I'm a big boy, right? I'm clocking in 6'3", 240. So trust me, I'm not skipping any meals. But the fact that now we have these genius chefs and we have these very talented bakers who are able to showcase their products and are able to really highlight how they do things, I firmly believe that's a testament to what you guys are doing by keeping your ears to the streets and really paying attention to your consumer base, because it's got to be difficult to know that every day you're probably getting a call. Can you make this? Can you make that? Can you make this? And how do you deliver on that? What keeps you focused and motivated to constantly keep delivering these new and innovative cutting edge products to the consumers?
It's really the joy and satisfaction of being able to do that, because you mentioned there's so many people, they're just starting to embrace live video, let's say, right? And especially, we mentioned the bakers. If you guys go on Instagram, those photos or those videos that are getting the most likes are the baking ones. You see it. I have a friend, Angelica Garcia. She says to me at a cake expo a few months back, she says, Aaron, my page is trending on Instagram because I'm in the desserts category. And somehow, all of a sudden, my photos are just going ballistic. And I said, well, what does that mean? So she shows me a video and it has 1 million views. I said, holy cow. I said something else. I said, holy cow. 1 million views is pretty decent. She actually took our product, the Pro Stand that we were talking about, and she made a video of it. And because she was trending at that moment, she got like 250,000 views on it. I'm like, holy cow. But if you look at the photos, and most of the photos on my own Instagram page are Arkon Mounts page, the ones that I'm liking are of cookies, of cakes, of baked goods. And I love these. I'm like you. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'1". So I love the baked goods. I love the cakes, and especially these expos. There is a joy in it, but it goes back really, Matt, to building up those relationships with these people and getting out in the community. I talked about going to places like Summit Live and meeting everybody. It's the best way to really build your brand, is to get out there and be face-to-face with these people. You can't do it like my old version where I was getting an F in social media, is just posting stuff up on the site. Nobody knew who we were. I essentially had to become the Colonel Sanders to Arkon. I had to become the face of Arkon, just like Colonel Sanders is for Kentucky Fried Chicken. And so by being out there and everybody seeing us and recognizing me, now when I pop into people's broadcasts and it says Arkon Mounts, they say, oh, it's Aaron. They don't say it's Arkon Mounts. They say Aaron's here. Hopefully we've done a good enough job out there, and where we're marketing our products. We're building the trust of the consumers, and they have that confidence in us. And really, that's what gives me the satisfaction. My satisfaction, Matt, is I like to have fun. I like to build up relationships, have great friendships, and have fun. And that's what I've been doing all along. So for me, none of this is difficult. It's all about just going out and having some lunches, eating some cake and cookies, just meeting with the people, and I love it.
Well, and I think to backtrack a little bit, you talked about influencers, and I think that it's really about the relationships. And because you guys have really embraced people, not just famous people, that's something else that I'm truly honored and appreciative of what you do, is that you're giving everyday people a chance to get noticed, to get visible, to come visit you in the Arkon Live Lounge, to have their moment in the light. And what I've really seen from Arkon Mounts more than anything, other than the amazing products and the amazing brand, is you've really become an ambassador to help people step out of obscurity and embrace live streaming. I know that when I've come onto your streams and I've seen the testimonials that people will pop up on Periscopes or they'll post on your Instagram, talk to me about just that. To me, has to be the most rewarding thing out of anything you're doing, is to see that you're impacting people's lives.
You're asking all the great questions today, Matt. You got me to a good story here. There was a conference out in Bakersfield last year, Bakersfield Women's Business Conference. And the whole point of me being there, I was invited to go there by Janelle Capra, the PR lady for this great event. And the whole point was myself, and I actually invited Brandy Anthony, another one of our friends in the Periscope community. And our whole point was to go out there and empower the ladies, the women in the community of Bakersfield, to tap that start broadcast button and to start live streaming, right? So we get out there and we're talking to various people, and there's one girl in particular, and she's super shy. You could tell she's very, very shy. She's scared to go live. And I said, no, it's going to be great. Let's go live. You're a business person. You can utilize Facebook Live to be able to promote your business here in the Bakersfield area. It would be great for you. And with a lot of hesitation, she finally said, okay, let's do it. By the time we were done, when it was over, she says to me, and she's crying, and she says, Aaron, this just changed my life. The amount of empowering that you gave me, the confidence that you gave me by just helping me through this and helping me overcome that hurdle. That's like nothing that I've ever felt before. She was making me cry. It was phenomenal. And obviously to feel that you've had that sort of an impact on somebody, that's why I think, Matt, this is a phenomenal question. But when I'm out there at these events, I don't like to just get up there and talk about, hey, here's what we're doing, this and that. I really want to change somebody's life. So when we're going out there to the LA Cookie Con, I have a stage. I'm going to be on stage 2 of the days. It's a 2-day show here in Los Angeles, and it's the same thing. My topic is also going to be the same at the San Diego Cake Show, but the topic is how to use live streaming to really change your business. And I like it to be more interactive, where I'll go out in the audience or I'll call people up and I'll say, hey, let's get you to push the button right now. Or if there's 50 people in my audience, I'm going to say, each and every single one of you guys, fire up a Facebook broadcast, fire up a Periscope broadcast. We're going to be here to support you guys, and we're going to try to get you over that hurdle. And I love it when people really change. You know why I love it, Matt? You might be shocked. And a lot of people say, no way. I was a very shy kid. All the way through high school, I was extremely shy. And here I am, a VP of sales and marketing now, and I have to go out there and build up relationships. But because I can associate with that shyness and that just being afraid to do something, it's really why I think I take such pride and joy in being able to change people and give them the courage and get them over that hurdle so that they go and push that start button. Because live streaming, I can't really say that it's changed my life in the sense of, being hugely different, but it really has in the sense of my friendships. The number of friendships I have out there has really dramatically changed, and who I'm introduced to has really dramatically changed. But I think these people have the same opportunity. Every one of us out there have that same opportunity. And this is also the last part of that question is you had said, you're talking to not only the celebrities like Kim Coles, some of the other people out there, but you're talking to a lot of the other small people and you're building up relationships with them. And it goes back to my point that I believe that you guys out there in the community are far better suited to sell my products or any other products out there to your own particular community. I can't be friends with the world just with the push of the button. But hopefully those people that I'm reaching can be out there and sharing my message with their community, whether it's large or small. So Matt, just like we have the Perry girls at 180 sales, yes, we got a lot of smaller people who have only, let's say, 1 sale or 2 sales. But that's probably 1 sale that we would not have made if I was just communicating to an audience and not leveraging really the power of everyone out there and their ability to push the button and reach a different audience.
Well, I even take my own experience. I started live streaming with no experience. I had no network, no product to sell, and someone encouraged me to do it. And, through that, I was able to meet you and, through my, following your brand, sharing your brand, promoting your brand, and definitely being an advocate for your brand, I was able to reach out to you early on with not a lot of recognition and you not really understanding a lot about what I was doing. And you took a chance on me and said, hey, Matt, we're going to go ahead and set you up a coupon code as well. And what I want to encourage people from that story is that Arkon Mounts doesn't need you to be ultra famous. What they need from you is, people that they don't know. So you will never be able to get anything in return if you're not willing to ask the question. So what I really want you to get from what Aaron was saying there is that this gentleman responds to emails. He responds to social media messages. He also makes sure that he's getting you the right information. He's putting you in front of the right information. And for me, as a newcomer to the scene, especially building a podcast and wanting to create an impactful message, having those types of partnerships are important. So for you, Aaron, how empowering has your partnerships in 2016 meant to what you're really going to be able to accomplish in 2017?
Empowering in terms of specific numbers, or what are you looking for there, Matt? Are you looking for how is it changing our business?
How's it changing the way that your business is now being promoted, being executed, and being now you're a speaker. Now you're sought after in the industry. And not only are you the face of the company, right? It's that you're also the brand ambassador for the company. So how has your relationships through social media really helped empower you to that level? So now in 2017, I know that you're going to be everywhere again.
Yeah, that's my goal. Matt, here's what I learned through this process. Number one, I said that everybody out there is an influencer in some sort. Whether your community is a community of 1, that's still a community that you probably have a better chance of reaching than I do. But I realized that those who are the best influencers are competitive people. They have to be highly competitive people. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't want you to go to live streaming and I don't want you to be one of our coupon partners if you're not a competitive person. But those who really do the best are highly competitive people. And I love it when I go out there. Here's an example. Out at the Periscope Summit in January of last year. This is in San Francisco. I met a great lady, Pamela Booker. She has a business called Coils by Nature. And she says to me, and this is early on. I had only been on Periscope for about 2 or 3 months. And she says to me, Aaron, I have an awesome community. And at that point, I didn't even realize what community meant. I mean, it was too early in the game for me on Periscope, just a couple of months. Of course, I wanted to get as many followers as possible, but that's not really the same as a community. And she says to me, Aaron, I have an awesome community. I'm able to, if I show them this tripod that I just bought from you here at the show, we're going to sell some immediately. They're all going to want it. And I said, that's great. So she fires up a broadcast right there at the Periscope Summit. And she says to her community, hey, you guys should go out there and buy this Arkon stand. And sure enough, 15 sales immediately. I'm like, holy cow, your people really listen to you. You have an amazing community and you have this very powerful message that you send them. They trust you. But it's really, I found out that she's a highly competitive person. And one of the things that we do is we give you guys updates of your coupon codes that you have with us, your affiliate coupon codes, especially those at the top. And we say to the number 2 person, hey, you're in second place. You only need so many more to get up to the top. So what I've tapped into is that people are highly competitive, and those are going to be your best influencers out there. But don't ignore the smaller people. We have a large number of people and friends and followers out there in our community who have 1 sale, 5 sale, 10 sales. We still tell them what they're at. But those that are going to really give you your biggest number are at the top. They're highly competitive. I'm a highly competitive dude, Matt. And yes, my goal is to have my message delivered to every single one of the people out there who's live streaming and who's live streaming on a phone that's leaning up against the top ramen cup or something else, and it's fallen over. One of the Periscope viewers that came in early was that girl, Val. She has about 250,000 followers on Periscope now, and Val's phone was falling all the time. And so we got her some great gear. Now she's sharing that message with the community that you don't have to be live streaming with your phone falling. That's really our message. You know, there's a better way to live stream. Right now, for me, it's all about reach, Matt. And that's what's really changed is when I have guests here in the Arkon Live Lounge, we're not on just Periscope. We're not on just Facebook. We usually have 4 broadcasts going at the same time. We call it quadcasting. And our gear allows us to be able to do that. We have 4 screens side by side right in front of us here in the Arkon Live Lounge. We've even done a quintcast with 5 different devices at the same time. And it's crazy. And it goes back to like Miss Candy Blog with her 7. She's on WeChat. She wanted to be on every single platform. So for us here, we want to make sure that we deliver our message to all the great people in our community. And being a very highly competitive person, that is my goal. You know that I'm going to be showing up here every day on Periscope, Instagram Live. I mentioned we're going to start doing a lot more with our YouTube. I'm aggressive. I'm going out there and I'm going after it. I got to hustle, you know, and I realize this. I can't just say, oh, we built up a pretty decent community so far. That's not good enough for me. I really, you know, you have to have a mentality that you're out there to conquer. You're out there to build as many relationships as possible, and the work is never done. So I mean, the main difference, Matt, with me and my role, seriously, and you mentioned it, and you won't find a lot of vice presidents of sales or owners of companies who are responding to direct messages on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it might be, on Snapchat. I'm covering them all. I basically took complete control of our social media, and I said, you know what? There's only one way to do it, and that's to crush it. And so that's kind of my mentality, but it comes from being a very highly competitive dude. That's what's going on here.
Well, and I think we all need to also understand that with the fast-paced marketplace, with live stream and social media, if you don't want to get lost in the shuffle, you've got to have that competitive mindset. Understand that authenticity is key, but having a level of competitiveness is something that you need to also keep in the top of your mind. Now, something else that you guys do at Arkon that I'm very impressed with is that you are also a responsible company, knowing that people are live streaming, knowing that people are getting on social media. And for me, I was following California law. It hasn't come to Tennessee yet, but it will very soon. But, you know, now in California, your phone has to be in some type of holster. And because of that, I went and picked up the mount that goes on the dashboard for my particular vehicle. That's it right there. And here's what it's allowed me to do. It's allowed me to turn my car into an office, and it's also given me the opportunity to maybe be on that phone call or possibly respond to a message because of Siri and be hands-free, keep my eyes on the road, or possibly pull over and still have that professional concept. So, you know, is that something that you guys also knew with your mounts, is that there's a certain level of responsibility as a company that you have to have as well?
Absolutely. Matt, this is a great, you're asking all the great questions today, my man. Let's talk about this car mount law in California. And it's really sort of a play off of what happened with the portable navigation devices. You guys remember Garmin and TomTom and Magellan devices? Matt, I'm going to give you a quick history of our company because it really ties in with this question, and we'll get to this California law as well, which just went into effect on January 1st. Back in 2000 is when I joined the company. So I've been here about 18 years, and we've been in business since 1989. But back then, we really had some strange items. We had the FM transmitters, which were, little tuners so that you could tune in your station to a blink channel and be able to play your Walkman or your Discman or whatever it might be back then. And we had cordless infrared headphones. In 2000, we started doing a lot more with the mounts because in the 90s, we had a cell phone mount, but nobody bought them. It's like, oh yeah, it's cool, but I don't really have a reason to hold it in my in the phone mount. I can just have it there in my drink cup or on the seat or in my pocket. And in 2000, something changed. All of a sudden, the PDAs came on the scene. You had the Palm Pilots, and then you had the Pocket PCs. And what was cool about the Pocket PCs, you had like the compact iPad, the Dell Axum, some of these types of devices. All of a sudden, these were the first devices that started to use GPS. They had insert modules, or they had GPS receivers built to them. We actually made a mount, which was a very popular line of mounts, that had a speaker on it. It had a GPS receiver on it, and we were doing GPS software for those types of devices. A lot of people don't know this part of our history, but that was the early days of GPS. And what happened is we went from not selling any car mount to all of a sudden, we started selling thousands of these mounts a year, specifically because of the GPS factor. I call it the GPS being the catalyst for needing a mount. And what happened is we saw that everybody was not driving around just holding their hand out with their device. They actually had a need, the true need to actually have a mount in the car. And so the windshield and dashboard mounts started doing really well then. But let's push forward to 2004, 2005. All of a sudden, Garmin, Magellan, they shifted away from the Pocket PCs, and you had what were called portable navigation devices, P&Ds for short. And we had 5-inch ones, 3.5-inch ones, 4.7-inch ones, and in Korea they had 7-inch ones, real big ones. It was a whole market that was emerging for mounts. And the whole issue there, Matt, taps into your quest for safety. You don't want to be holding the phone in your hand, and so you're driving around like this. And at the time, in 2005 and 2006, windshield mounts were banned in California. They still are banned completely in Minnesota. That's the one state where you can't have a windshield mount at all. But in California, let's push forward to about 2008, 2009, when GPS is in its heyday, the portable navigation devices. All of a sudden, we all start having iPhones or other phones, and that became our default GPS device. In 2010, California, seeing this, they changed their law at that time to allow a phone to be, let me step back. In 2010, they changed the law so that you could have a portable navigation device, not a phone, but a portable navigation device mounted in the bottom left-hand corner of your windshield in the bottom 5 inches of the screen. Or if it was over on the passenger side, which nobody wants it real far away from them, it could be in the bottom right-hand 7 inches of the screen. So what changed is there was a loophole in the law. Obviously, in about 2010, 2011, we're all starting to shift and use our phones as our primary GPS device. Nobody buys the little portable navigation devices anymore, right? They're using their phone. We all have free maps on our phones, basically. So we get to about 2012, 13. California still hasn't changed their law. And out here, you see them all the time. People are driving still with their phones like this and crashing into people, killing people. I see them on the road all the time because I have a big commute. I commute about 65 miles each way from my house to the office, and I'm seeing people on their phones all the time. So I don't think we can stop that. But in terms of what this law did here in California, it closed the loophole that was related to phones. You could actually, the way that the law was, you could be on Facebook checking your feed and holding it there, or you could be doing your Spotify and tuning in all your music that you wanted. So there was a major loophole, and that loophole was closed, and the law went into effect on the first of this year. And what they basically did with phones, cell phones here in California, is they said the same thing that was true of portable navigation devices. They said you can mount your phone in the bottom left-hand corner, the bottom left of the windshield, and lower 5 inches of that windshield. Or on the right-hand side, you can mount it in the lower 7 inches of the windscreen. Now, they said you have to do it if you want to have hands-free calls. It has to be mounted, which is very specific. And clearly, it helps our business, a business that has sold more than probably 10 million car mounts in the last many years. And so with the new need for everybody to go out there and get car mounts, they say, which one is the best? Well, we have an awesome car mount. This one is the one that we recommend, which is the MG279. This is the one, Matt, that you said you have. It's a suction mount. It's spring-loaded on one side. And this is the MG279. If you have a huge phone, I'm actually going to recommend one that has this holder on it, and it's very similar. It's the same windshield suction mount. It can also be used as a dashboard mount, by the way, because it has a sticky suction base. But this one here with the blue and white medallion is called the Road Vice one, and it's model number RV, as in Victor, 179. So that would be 2 good car mounts for you if you want to go windshield or dashboard mounting. Now, the rule, the new law specifically says there are other exceptions in the car. If you do mount it on the dashboard, don't mount it in an airbag deployment zone. That's really dangerous if you have a piece of plastic coming at you with the force of an airbag behind it. So going back to safety, make sure you know where your airbags are. In that bottom left-hand corner of the windshield, you don't have to worry about airbags at all because usually they're on the steering wheel or they're on the passenger side over there or up on the dashboard. So if you do mount a piece of plastic up there on the dashboard, make sure it's out of the windshield area. I mean, out of the airbag deployment zone area. The last, the one that I use, magnetic mount. I like magnets. I like to be able to just go in the car and not even have a holder. I take my phone and I just go, and it grips onto it. There's no damage from the magnets to the phone. And we talked about Terry White. It's his favorite solution as well as a tech blogger. He's out there with it. And he likes the magnetic air vent mount. Joanne of the Perry Girls, she loves the magnet. She uses the magnet on her tripod that she has. But Matt, you said you use your car as an office. We just want to remind everybody out there in terms of trying to be an advocate for safety. Steve Stevens is in the house over here on Periscope. Sorry about that, Matt. I'd like to give Steve Stevens, my man over here on Periscope, a shout out. He says he loves the magnetic. But Jose, I don't have the magnet here in front of me, or I would show it to you. But Matt, you said you use your car as an office. Let's make sure that all you guys who are using your phone don't live stream and drive. Don't scope and drive. Don't busk and drive. Don't fire up anything other than GPS or your hands-free calls when you're driving. And here in California, in fact, the law specifically even goes further. It does not want you touching the phone screen more than once. You can touch it once. Maybe you have to answer the phone call. Maybe you don't have a button on your steering wheel where you can actually go and answer it, but you can touch it once. If they see you just tapping on it, and the highway patrol guy is right next to you, you're going to get a ticket if you're sitting there doing this on your phone, basically. So yes, Matt, safety is a huge concern for us. I'm proud to really be a big advocate out there for phone safety in the vehicle. And we regularly try to get that message out there. There's a friend of ours, Sergeant TCS, SGT TCS. He's out there in the UK, and he's big on this don't stream and drive message. He wants you all to take the pledge that says, I'm not going to live stream and drive. You can go do it. You can just send it out on your Twitter page, wherever you want to do it. Tell everybody out there that driving and live streaming is unsafe, and make sure that you're not participating in that.
Yeah, I know my good buddy Mitch Jackson is also a big advocate for that as well. And, I think if anything, ladies and gentlemen, being an influencer is not nearly as important as making sure you get home safely and you let everyone else on the roads get home safely. The live streaming can wait until you're parked or in your in a safe place. For me, Aaron, I like the fact that I can mount my phone up there, and nothing against my Bluetooth in my car, but I like my iTunes music a lot better. So I'm able just to pop that sucker up there, and I'm able to tell Siri to play my music, and away we go. But as we begin to wrap up the show, Aaron, what can we expect from Arkon in 2017? And, what's next for you?
Oh, great question. For us, last year I saw the power of what we mentioned earlier. The power of greatness is really getting out there in the community. So last year we did PeriCon, PeriUnion, Periscope Summit. We did a Cake Expo in Del Mar, but that wasn't enough. This year is really we're going to step it up. I got events almost every single month. It's more this year about getting out in the community and building up those great relationships. Who have we not told our message to? Who does not know that Arkon Mounts has these amazing products for live streamers that you guys can use? That's really my goal, Matt, is to get out there. We got I mentioned them again. We'll do it one more time. We got just coming up next month. If you guys want to go to summit.live here in Los Angeles, you can use the coupon code ArkonVP. That's me, Aaron. You can use ArkonVP as the coupon code at the summit.live website for 20% off your tickets there. I do hope you will attend it if you're a live streamer and you love the whole aspect of community and meeting people. I can't wait to be a speaker there. And then after that is that same week is the LA Cookie Con. If you're here in Los Angeles, I'd love to be able to help you out and to train you. If you haven't gone live before, I can give you that confidence. I'm confident in that. I can give you that confidence, just like that girl we mentioned in Bakersfield who was in tears because we changed her life. So yes, what I want to do, Matt, is I want to get out there more and more in all these different events. You guys can find out where we're going to be. The best place is always our Facebook page. Facebook.com/Arkon Mounts. Our Instagram is also good for news as well, but Facebook is just a little bit better in terms of being the actual news and the events that are happening is Facebook.com/Arkon Mounts. But yeah, we're getting out there more, Matt, and we're gonna continue to share the message and get more people who are live streamers out there to not have shaky scopes, I guess. And, we're just going to have fun. I'm going to continue what I do, which is I'm going to go out there and I'm going to be competitive. I'm going to hustle, and I'm going to be fun. Most of all, I think that's what it's all about. I love my job. I love my community that's out there, and I'm going to continue to try to build it. And I want to, you guys, Matt mentioned he has a code. It's Matt Crane, all one word, MATTCRANE. If you guys want to save 20% off at Arkon.com, that site that's right behind me up here on the screen, you can use his code, Matt Crane. You're going to save 20% off in 2017.
Yeah, I love that, and so appreciative to not only be an ambassador, but Arkon Mounts, but to also have you guys as a sponsor for our Power of Great podcast, and then so many other broadcasts that we do. Because here's the cool thing: by me literally going online and spending $20 for an Arkon Mount, it has allowed me to become a better influencer. It's allowed me to have better podcasts, and it's also allowed my video content to become much, much, much better. And, I want to leave you guys with this. Success is not measured by what you step out of, rather by what you are truly committed to step into. And I thank you for allowing me to be your host right here on The Power of Great.